Hello there, and welcome to a very special episode of Magic the Gathering. My name is SlytherinKnight, and I'm so happy you could join me. So today we are celebrating the release of, what is it, Edge of Eternities. Yeah, the release of Edge of Eternities. So, for those of you who haven't seen one of these videos on the channel before, what we do is I go through some of the changes that have been made to the home screen, check out the mastery pass, look at some of the new stuff in the shop, stuff like that. Open up the various packs. You get 3 free packs for set release. I do go ahead and pre-order the 50 packs and stuff like that. We go through those openings, breezing pretty quickly through it, mainly focusing on the rares and mythic rares and stuff like that, because those typically are the more interesting cards. And yeah, that just kind of all in all celebrating the release of a new set. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and look through some of the stuff, right? Yeah. These first 3 things are what you get with the premium portion of the Mastery Pass. You get a Guideline Emissary Companion, you saw what we got. Card sleeve, avatar, and stuff like that. The other thing was the packs. Here we have some of the mythics you get. You get a mythic of, how would you say this? Alfariel? Yeah, Alfariel, Stone Chosen. He is a human cleric, 5 mana value, 3 black, ward, discard a card at random. That's interesting. Has the ability Void whenever Alfariel attacks if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, or a spell was warped this turn. Defending player loses half their life rounded up. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. So we have basically another version of what was it? Unstoppable Slasher, except he doesn't actually have to hit, he just has to attack. Okay, non-land permanent leaves the battlefield. So maybe sacrifice something. And then a warped ability. Warp is kind of a new thing, or seems like a new thing, so we'll talk about that whenever it pops up. The other is the Planeswalker Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a loyalty counter on Tezzeret, which is the only way of putting loyalty counters on this Planeswalker. 0 ability, untap target artifact or creature. If it's an artifact or creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Not bad. -3, search your library for an artifact card with a mana value 1 or less, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. I'm sure there's something you can do with that. I'm not seeing it at the moment. Like the great synergy with that, but you never know. Maybe stuff in like historic work better with this card. And then -7, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 3 +1/+1 counters on target artifact you control. If it's not a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot artifact creature. So naturally, you're going to be trying to get to your capstone ability, play this card, play 3 artifacts, and then use its ability. That seems relatively easy. But yeah, that's the idea. So you got those, and here we are. Let's get into it. Yeah, talking about rotation, that's right. These 5 sets are no longer usable in, I believe it's Alchemy and Standard. That's okay. We get a renewal gift. Let's open that. What do we get? Okay, so we got some rares, some mythics. We'll take a lot of this. Another copy of Keen-Eyed Curator. I don't know if I actually had all 4 of them already. No, I'm pretty sure I had Yathian Roadwatcher, but we'll take it. But we have some new cards here. We have Starwinder, a Leviathan creature. Okay, 7 mana value for a 7/7. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw that many cards. Not bad. But what is this warp ability? You can't really see it there. Not easily, but it says warp. You may cast this card from your hand for its warp cost. In this case, 2 blue. exile it at the beginning of the next end step. Then you may cast it from exile on a later turn. So cast it for a cheaper cost. You then lose it and then have to cast it later on from exile. Okay. Okay. I can see that being interesting, how that works. Okay, interesting. And we have Famished Worldsire. Wow. 8 mana value, 5, green, green, green. Ward 3, Devour Land 3. What is that? As this creature enters, you may sacrifice any number of lands. It enters with 3 times that many +1/+1 counters on it. Oh, so you have to sacrifice lands with this guy. Whenever this creature enters, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is this creature's power. Gotcha. Put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. So the idea is like sacrifice lands on the gamble that you'll get all of those lands back, or at least some of them back, is the idea. But it's another Leviathan. So is this set going to have a lot of Leviathans in it? Probably. Alright. Watery Grave, another new card. Ice Till Explorer, Insect Scout. Ooh, insects. So we're going to see a couple more insects in this set. Nice, nice. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Very nice. You may play lands from your graveyard. Also very nice. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, mill a card. Not bad. Secluded Starforge. That's a land. Add 1 colorless. Specifically, that is colorless. 2 tap X untapped artifacts you control. Target creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. And then 5 tap, create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. So something to do if there's like nothing else to do and you have 5, or technically 6 untapped lands, just start creating some some tokens. All right. But yeah, those are some of the new cards. Oh, I didn't realize Watery Grave is a new card. You may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters tap. So a immediate pain land. Okay, but it counts as an island and a swamp, so that is kind of nice for things that care about that. All right. Oh, that's cool. Immediately takes you to the Mastery Pass. Cool. Well, before we look through this, let's check the if they're doing it the same way. Come on. It's taking a second. There we go. Ooh, okay. Finally, they're actually bringing back some where you can spend orbs to get some oh my god, it's not coming to me. Avatars. Jeez. Nice, nice. We'll take that. That's cool. That's cool. And the other things are card styles for, mythics and rares, stuff like that. Things that we don't really care too much about. It's just for the first time in what feels like a little while, they have some avatars you can get for a total of 10 orbs. That's relatively easy. We have 56 days to get this done. Ooh, 6 pages, that means 60 levels. Not too difficult. But this also is, a renewal season, so if you stay on the free path, you're still going to be getting some stuff, which is really, really nice. I'm glad that they do that. Very nice indeed. Main thing we're going to be focusing on, though, we're going to be looking at the pets you can get. These guys are kind of cool. A Void Emissary, Radiant Emissary. Yeah, these guys are pretty cool. What was the one that we got from we got the Guideline Emissary. Cool. All right. What else? Again, nothing too super fantastic. I mean, nothing too like big deal. Yeah, you're getting a lot of rewards for this renewal season on all that. Awesome. There's the Radiant Emissary at level 40. Seems about right. Yep, the Renewal 2025 sleeve. I like that. I like that a lot. The Exquisite sleeve, Dark Endurance. Very cool, very cool. At level 50, easy enough. And then, yeah, the last 10 levels, is the orb. The main thing is the orbs, but other than that, you don't really care. So if you're staying free to play, or if you're not gonna get the premium, your rewards stop at level 49. Though technically if you do go past 60, get 61, 62, so on and so forth, you can get uncommons, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, so that is the mastery. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's check out the store. We won't stay too long in here because a lot of the stuff in the store are oh wow, wait, what? Foundation decks, Brawl and Brawl. So that's not, we're not going to worry about that too much. Mainly we're going to be focusing on, yep, the new full art cards, open space, basic lands. That's your plains, I like it. Island, pretty cool. Swamp, I like it. Mountain, not bad. And forest. I will admit, personally, I am much more of a fantasy enjoyer than I am a sci-fi, so I like this set. I like the theme of this set, but I definitely prefer fantasy over sci-fi. Got some phrase emotes. To the stars, fire the lasers, into the void with you. Big boom. I'm warping here. Let me cook. Oh, please don't. Why? Just why? Sticker emotes, secret layer sleeves, you know, just some new stuff, right? Yeah, 2 sets of secret rare sleeves. Yeah, these don't stay here very long, if I remember correctly. You have your card style, shock lands, that's what they're called. Yeah, the ones that deal 2 damage, or they go in, like if you want them to come in untapped, they deal 2 damage to you, they're called a shock land. Okay. I'd heard that before, but I wasn't sure. So you have your border list for those, border lists for your planets. Oh, we have so we have special lands that are planets that have a station ability. Tap another creature you control, put charge counters on this planet equal to its power, station only as a sorcery. And then once you get, like, for Evendo Waking Haven, once you get to 12 plus charge counters, for 1 green and tapping, add green mana for each creature you control. Okay, so yeah, stationing mechanic, that's kind of cool. Borderless Triumph, yeah, just a whole lot of different borderless sleeves that you can get in the Mastery Pass or through other ways. I have no idea how to pronounce this. There are no vowels in this. I would have to hear it spoken. Fathip or something like that? I don't know, but yeah, he's the companion of the month of July, which, though that's going to be over in a couple of days, so get it while you can if you don't have it. I don't really want it. Daily deals, just to look at that. Not bad, not bad. All right, that is kind of the boring stuff out. No, not the boring stuff, but you know, that stuff out of the way. Now we are going to get to the pack opening once the server gets to where it's going. Yeah, I think it's only been like maybe 30 or so minutes since all of this stuff has become live. So, yeah. Starter deck duel. Why does that say resume? Oh, right. Renewal season. So, like, that stuff changes. Anyway, check the inbox. Should be something here. There it is. To the edge of Eternities. Claim your, get your free 3 packs. Let's get those. Yeah, this is going to take a minute. Right, you get your 3 packs, and then you get the new unique lands. So, pretty cool. Here's your plains, your islands. Not terrible. Swamps, mountain, one of your forest, and your other forest. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, without further ado, let's get to the pack opening, which I'm sure most of you are here for. Now, again, if you haven't seen one of these episodes, let me explain what we're going to do. We open each golden pack one at a time. We open 3 packs of Edge of Eternity one at a time, and then we jump into doing the rest of the 50 10 at a time. Again, mainly focusing on just the rares and uncommons, or the rares and mythic rares, excuse me. Seeing what we can get. We're not going to, I'm not going to talk about every card there is, every card that we get, just because I'm not the best at determining a card's value just based on their explanation. I need to see them in a deck. But yeah, so let's try to have some fun, right? So first of the golden packs. You'll have to bear with me here, just because servers are running just a little bit slow. They tend to do that on when a new set has really been released. And I think the last time we had rotation, it was a little slow as well. So please just bear with me. Only focusing on the new ones here. We got another copy of Alphareal. Not bad, not bad. I've never gotten this card, the Wandering Rescuer. Huh, that's from Bloomborough. Or no, that's from Duskmourn. Alright, well, again, focusing on the new. Afariel and Ice Steel Explorer. Okay, well, I guess we'll take those. I feel like this could be a pretty good card for a landfall ramp deck. Nice. Okay, it's starting to speed up a little bit, so that's good. Alright, Exalted Sunborn is one of our new cards. Flying Lifelink. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. Absolutely fantastic. Another Ice Steel Explorer. We'll take that. That's our third copy. And then Hard Light Containment. For 1 white enchantment aura, enchant artifact you control. When this aura enters, exile target creature and opponent controls until this aura leaves the battlefield. Enchanted permanent has ward 1. Okay, so that's not bad. So enchant an artifact you control, so if your opponent doesn't have a way of getting rid of artifacts, then they don't get that card back. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, Pinnacle Emissary. Let's see, you are an Izzet. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless drone artifact creature token with flying, and this token can block only creatures with flying. Okay, and a warp cost of either 1 blue or 1 red. Okay, interesting. Oh, we got a land from Final Fantasy. Seed Academy. Cool. Cool. But that's the... Oh, no, we also got Starwinder as the Edge of Eternities sets. Okay. Alright, 2 more. And it's taking a second. It's thinking. It's trying to give us some good cards. And another Famished World Sire. We got Sunset Saboteur. Menace, discard a card whenever this creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and opponent controls. Why? Why would you ever want to do that? I'm not so sure about that. I mean, yeah, it's a menace for 4 power, 1 toughness. I get it. But yeah, maybe there's something there, but I don't know about it. Arch Enemy's Charm. The black mana version of Archdruid's Charm. Cool. Choose 1. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Not bad. Return 1 or 2 target creatures and or planeswalker cards from your graveyard to your hand. Meh. I mean, that's not bad. Or put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. It gains lifelink until end of turn. That's not bad. That's not bad. Alright, last of the golden packs. Hey, leader of the pack. That's an achievement. We'll take it. Okay, we got 3 this time. Devastating Onslaught. XX Red. Whenever X tokens... Or create X tokens that are copies of target artifact or creature you control. Those tokens gain haste until end of turn. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. So how does that work? So the way my understanding, like if you wanted to create 2 tokens, you would pay 2 red, is what you would do. Like if you wanted to create 2 tokens, you'd have to pay 4, and then a red. So not bad. And then we have Weapons Manufacturing, Enchantment. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact token named Munitions. When this token leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. So that's creating sacrificial tokens. Gotcha. And then, how would you say? Zoo Ifit? Okay. Tap it, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's a skeleton in addition to its other types and has no abilities. Activate only as a sorcery. I could see that. I could see that working somewhere. I could see that. Alright, now to the Edge of Eternities packs. Like I said, we'll do 3 just kind of normal openings, and then we'll do the next 50 just 10 at a time, just to kind of expedite it. All right. Again, we're not really gonna, like I said, we're not going to focus too much on the commons and uncommons, just because I don't really see a whole lot of reason to. Though grab kill is kind of nice. Exile target creature or spacecraft. Though for 4, I'll have to think about it. Anyway, ooh, new dragon. Ragast, deft gastronaut, lobster citizen. Oh no, are they bringing back citizens? Are foods in addition to their other types and have to. Wow. Okay, so a burn. So turn your creatures into food, and then burn them, or turn your artifacts into food, sacrifice them to burn your opponent. Oh, that's kind of wild. Okay. That'd be interesting. A Boros food deck? I guess technically it would be a Boros artifacts deck, but... Alright, a lot of new stuff. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Nice, nice. Siege class siege ship. This is our first artifact spacecraft. 3 mana value. It is a station, so you can station it, and then at +7 is when it becomes, whenever the spacecraft attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. It's once you hit 7. So yeah, once you hit 7 charge counters, this becomes a creature. Gotcha. Okay. 4/5 flyer, and then you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. That's crazy. That's actually really nice. All right, one more of the single packs, and then we try to kind of speed it up a little bit. Yeah, it is taking a moment, isn't it? I shudder. I shudder to think what it's going to be like opening 10 at a time, waiting for the server. Oh, all right, hold on. And we are back. Though, unfortunately, that pack did appear to be opened. Never saw what it was. Don't know if any of the cards are new. I don't know. I don't know if I just lost a pack or not, but I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah, the servers are running a little choppy, but we're gonna try to get through it. So, 10 we go. Whole lot of new stuff there. We got, what is that? 9 rares, 1 mythic. Oh, we'll take that. We will take that. So the new ones, we got Mutinous, Massacre, Terminal Velocity. I've already seen this being used in some deck builds people are putting up, and we got 2 of them. Nice. That's nice. What does it do? The number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. Gotcha. So it's going to come in with at least 2 counters on it. Whenever you attack, you may remove a counter from each of 2 creatures you control. If you do, draw a card and create a robot artifact creature token. Okay. I guess I kind of see where that's going. And then that kind of We'll have to wait and see to see what some people are putting together with that. But yeah, not too bad. I don't know if you guys can read these very well. I feel like you should be able to, but just read them when you can. Singularity Rupture. I think I've heard this one. Yeah, destroy all creatures, then any number of target players each mill half their library rounded down. That is going to be a horrific pain to deal with. Is what it is, though. It's pretty expensive too. 6 mana value. But anyway, let's get the next 10. Hopefully it doesn't try to screw us over again. There we go. Right. Oh, wow, we got some extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 12, 10 rares, 2 mythics. It's because some of these are special cards. Yeah, like Lumbering Falls and Mystifying Maze. I wonder, can these be used in Standard? Enters tapped. I think so. Elemental creature token. Are these new? No, that one is, but this one does. Exile target attacking creature and opponent controls at the beginning of the next end step. Return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Okay, we've got another copy of Sledge class Siege Ship, the End Stone, which is part of the narrative of what's going on. So this is kind of a big thing. Play land or cast a spell, draw a card. That's kind of nice. At the beginning of your end step, your life total becomes half your starting life total rounded up. That's not bad. That means you always, like it, at the beginning of your end step, you were always at 10 life, is what that means. Pinnacle Starcage. All artifacts and creatures with mana value 2 or less until this artifact. So that's another temporary lockdown, essentially. But it works on artifacts. Possibility Technician, a third Sledge class. We'll take it. 0 Point Ballad. Pain for All. Genomorph. Imago. Okay. And then our first planet, Evendo Waking Haven. Gotcha. Alright, that's all pretty cool, pretty cool. Alright, again. 12 again, nice. We'll take that. Another copy of Famished Worldsire. Halia, Guided by the Light. Pinnacle Emissary. Sacred Foundry, another Shockland. Infinite Guideline Station. Artifact for all the colors. Create a tap to 2/2 token for each multicolored permanent you control. Wow, that could be devastating. Whenever Infinite Guideline Station attacks, draw a card for each multicolored permanent you control. Okay, so yeah, 5-color deck spell. Nice. Space-Time Anomaly. Target player mills cards equal to their life total. That's a little disturbing. Creeping Tar Pit. Let's just do a little bit over here. And Thespian's Stage. Both of these are kind of the extra cards. It looks like Menon? I don't know, the right hand. Jellyfish Advisor. Cosmogoyf. Oh, it's one of those. Elemental Lurgoyf. It's the number of cards you own in exile and its toughness. Okay. Consult the star charts. Alright, yeah. Again, I'm sorry. I'm not the most informed about like the super meta strategies that each of these cards can play. I don't know. I'm just kind of looking forward to see like the decks people are putting together with these. So I'm just looking forward to it. You guys let me know if I got anything like super crazy. Yeah, just let me know. Again, we got all rares this time. I'm okay with that. We'll definitely take that. Thank you very much. That looks like a third copy of Daedrine. We'll take it. 0 Point Ballad, Stomping Ground, Ragast, Synthesizer, Lab Ship. This must have been the rare from the pack that we didn't get to see, because I don't think I've pulled this yet, but it doesn't say it's new. Terra Symbiosis, Entropic Battle Cruiser. The art on this stuff is wicked. I love it. Okay, so at +1, whenever an opponent discards a card, they lose 3 life. Oof. Ooh, that's not good. That's another tool in the mono black discard decks. I'm gonna have to put one together. It looks like High Market and Terra Generator are the kind of the unique looking cards here. Both of them land. Another Hard Light. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it all. We'll take it all. Okay, but yeah, we'll definitely take that. Thank you very much. All right, last 10. All right, just glad we didn't really run into any other issues while we were opening up the rest of the packs. Whoa, 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 we got 13 this time. We'll open up this one by itself. Another Cosmogoyf, perfectly fine. And now the other 12. Oh, what is this? Yeah, we got 2 more, like bonus, yeah, 2 more of these. We got a Creeping Tar Pit, Needle Spires, and then look at this card. What is this? Yeah, what is the Green Sun's Zenith. So this is what the card usually looks like, but this is what I got. This is crazy. All right. It doesn't look like anything else is new other than Sir Vondam Sunstar Exemplar. So are we getting more knights for Orzhov? That could be interesting. A 4th copy of Sledge Class. We'll take it. I don't know. 2nd copy Singularity. Maybe I need to look into this. A Demir mill deck. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. But anyway, not too bad. Again, you guys will let me know if I got anything like absolutely crazy. If some of those like unique looking cards are hard to come by, let me know, because I don't know, and I would love to know. But anyway, this is where we're going to wrap things up for today. So if you enjoyed this celebration of the release of Edge of Eternities, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you do happen to be new to the channel, hello, welcome, and please do consider subscribing. And to stay up to date for whenever new content is posted, don't forget to hit that bell icon after you subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.